Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk about the 50-year mortgage, which is a total scam, just like the 30-year mortgage. So, a lot of people don't know this, but it is traditional to get a 30-year mortgage, but you don't realize how much you're actually paying on the bank in that mortgage. You're actually paying the bank almost double of what you are paying them in total if you were to get a 15-year mortgage. If you break down the math, do all that, it's actually better for you to get a 15-year mortgage if you can afford it than a 30-year mortgage. A 30-year mortgage is a total scam. So is the 50-year mortgage. I mean, most people will be dead by the time they're done paying off the 50-year mortgage. You would probably have to give that to somebody else, to your son, to your daughter, whatever. Um, this is just going to enrich the banks more. I can't believe they're actually proposing this. Um, you know, back, 50 years ago, way back in the day, a lot of people didn't even have a mortgage when they bought a house, right? They saved up their money and then they just bought it flat out or bought it with, the GI Bill or whatever. And the houses were a lot smaller back then. People were like, oh, they're a lot less expensive. Well, the houses back then were like 800 square feet, 800 to maybe 1,000 at most square feet with, 3 bedrooms and maybe one bathroom. That was what a house was back in the 1950s. And it wasn't until the 1980s that houses started to get extremely big, you know, um, because people just want bigger and better houses. Now the average square footage, I think, is 2,500 compared to just to like what, like 850 back in 1950. That was the average square footage of a house. Um, and that's why, like, the houses are 3 times as much as it's comparable to inflation. So I really do think that we, if you can afford it, buy a 15, get a 15-year mortgage. Of course, I'm a hypocrite because I got a 30-year mortgage, but I got a lot bigger house. And find a house that's small. Find, get it as, something like 1,300 square feet or something. I know it would suck. I know that it'd be tight, but do it. And then you might be able to pay it off and then maybe get a better house once that house accrues money. Those are the tips.